So without further ado, please make some noise for Jeff Ward.
Hi everyone.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I feel like it's about to be a busy time for you. I'm so happy that you're here.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's lovely to be here.
How's Oklahoma treating you so far?
Great. Oklahoma's great.
Have you been here before?
No, it's my first time.
Same. I'm so happy that GalaxyCon has decided to come here.
I know, and immediately there's a tornado warning, so I go right in. Makes it fun.
I'm from Tennessee, so I was like, oh, well, we're gonna be fine. But everybody's like,
I'm from Philadelphia.
Yeah, there's
We
none
don't
of
have
those
those
there.
here.
None of those there. Well, listen, if the tornado is like 200 feet in front of you, you're fine.
Great.
Just like stay inside.
Great.
Away from windows.
Okay, good.
So, and I'm sure for celebrities, they have like a specific cement box that they're all just gonna shove you in. You're gonna be super safe.
I got my cement celebrity box pass as soon as I landed.
Right when you checked in. Right when you checked in. Well, I'm so happy that you're able to be here joining us. I know that season 2 of One Piece is about to start filming.
That's the word on the street.
I don't know if you're allowed to talk about it, but very excited about
Yes,
that.
I can say very little, but I can. But I that is true.
Yes, very exciting. I know that during the start of the show, the strike was happening. So you were not able to necessarily promote it.
Yeah.
It was probably very hard.
Yeah, it was unfortunate timing with that, but it was cool because it kind of, I think there was probably less things that were released at the same time because of that, so maybe that more people found One Piece because of it, so that would be cool, but yeah.
True. Were you shocked at the reception that it got without lack of being able to promote it? Because I know I was like, this show better succeed, and it exploded. So I didn't know if y'all were like, whoa, we didn't even have to tweet about it.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely, the One Piece fandom is incredible, and everybody, we all also, like, I say that because you liked it. Like, if people didn't like it, it would have been very scary, but, and rightfully so. But it was very humbling and super cool to see that happen.
I know there's the whole anime live action curse that they say exists, and Matt Owens, the showrunner, I heard he was really good at being like, no, we're gonna do this right. Was there an air on set where you were like, oh, or were you like, no, this is gonna be great?
I didn't know. Because I think that whenever you're shooting something, in my experience, it's just very super difficult to actually know how it's going to come together because film is such a collaborative medium. There's so many people that are involved in putting it together, and there's so many. There's a lot of money involved. There's a lot of people with opinions involved. So you never know how something is going to come out, and I give all the credit to Matt because Matt is a One Piece Wikipedia.
Yes.
And I think it requires that in order to do the show right and to do, because like I always think about something that's so mind-blowing with Oda that is so cool is that it's one person. And it's like George R.R. Martin or Tolkien.
That elf guy.
Trying to say them next to each other, Martin and Tolkien. But when it comes from one person like that, it's like, and it's such a sprawling world and mythology. It's really, and I think the show has a transference of that because it all comes from Matt, and he really loves the show. Aside from knowing it, he truly loves it. So everything, because I would be like, what if I did this and this and this, that, I don't have a background in knowing the show as well as him. He would be like, yes, no, yes. So it was like a good, together we kind of got to create something really faithful but new.
Yes, it's very successful in my mind, personally.
Cool.
So you weren't, this is no judgment. Did you know
Sounds like there's gonna be judgment.
No. Did you know of One Piece before you auditioned, or were you just like, oh, it's a Netflix show, I will audition for this? Were you familiar with Buggy? Were you familiar with any of it?
I did a show called Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes, good show.
Yes, it's a wonderful show, and Matt Owens, who we've just been talking about, was a writer on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and we were filming a scene one day, and he was like, "I'm trying to get the rights to this comic book show, and if I do, you'd be great for one of the villains." And that was in 2017, I think. So it was a long time ago, and I bought the first book, and I read it, and I thought it was amazing. That's still my favorite. I love the manga. I think it's super cool, and immediately I was in love with Buggy, and I thought he was so funny and such an asshole. And but it made me love him, and I had all these ideas with Matt that I told Matt that I would want to do with it, and I was like, it should look like tattoos on his face and like all kinds of stuff. And Matt was so like empowering in how letting me kind of like, because I had a lot of strong opinions on what the makeup should look like and a lot of that stuff, and like he let me try everything, and it was, you know, such a dream collaboration in that way. And yeah, so I loved, but this was obviously 2017, which is like,
That's still before.
It's definitely before. And I did read it. I didn't watch too much of it because I didn't
It takes
want.
forever.
Well, yeah. But also, like, as soon as I saw Buggy, he was very different than I thought of him in the comics, so I kind of didn't want to get too influenced by that.
That makes sense.
And so I loved, and then it was great because since Matt knows everything, I was able to ask him all kinds of questions, and I know everything there is to know about Buggy now. And it was interesting, him and I were talking, and he told me right before we were filming, right before I started filming, it came out that the Buggy and Shanks as kids, I don't want to spoil it, but they knew each other as kids.
These are fans.
Yeah, I
They
know,
already.
yeah. But, and so like he explained all of that to me, which had this huge effect on how, like him seeing the hat and knowing it was Shanks' hat, and how that affected him and stuff. That was like, we got to put that in from the beginning, and that was really cool, and really, you know, like, so Matt and I's friendship he introduced me to it before we started, and then it was so helpful and also magical to do that with somebody who's a friend and somebody who's so good.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I never thought about not watching the show because then you would pick up like the mannerisms of the voice actors, and I think that you made it very your own, and I think that's why your character was so popular, because it was super creepy compared to the cartoon, and very good. It was a very
Thank you, I
good one.
appreciate
Yeah.
that, thank you.
By the way, everyone, please feel free to go ahead and line up while we ask a couple more questions if you have any questions. I'd love to piggyback back on what you were talking about the makeup. You said you had a lot of fans in it. Was that the first iteration that you did, or was there like maybe at some point a styrofoam nose that they were thinking about, or?
It was cool because Matt always knew that it was his real nose, so that was always really cool. Like if you look at it up close, there's it looks like skin. Yeah, there's pores, and it's like very off-putting, but in a very appropriate way. And no, it was not. It was we had like 2 full days of trying different looks out, and I felt really strongly that one thing that was important was I don't know why, but I felt like it was important that his smile was wider than his eyes, because like it.
The unsettling.
Yeah, it's like I think it's just like because in the manga when he's smiling, it's so much bigger than his face.
Yeah.
So like, I think it needed to have that because like we were trying some kind of like old school Adam West Batman's Joker like lipstick kind of thing, and I didn't like it. And Amanda Ross McDonald, our wonderful hair and makeup artist, she and I argued a bunch, and but she's incredible and she's so smart and so good at what she does, and we kind of together came up with the look. I also watched A Clockwork Orange
Yeah.
when I was preparing it, and it gave me the idea for eyelashes. So which was a fun idea at first, and then it was like a half hour extra to put on each individual eyelash. I don't know how you guys do that. That sucks. I am sorry for.
Buggy needs to go in for his lash extension.
Exactly. And I laid there luxuriously like that.
Yeah. Well, I will say I'm glad they did the big smile because in the teaser, one of the most popular stills was when you turn around and you like smile at the camera really close. So the makeup was really, really good.
Good. I'm so happy.
Yes. Well, we'll go ahead. This line is so long. Go ahead. Please introduce yourself and go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, I'm Taylor.
Hello.
My question is, I have a Buggy playlist. What song would you put on it?
Wow, what a good question.
It doesn't matter the genre. It's everything.
My brain goes immediately to Talking Heads.
Yeah.
I feel like it would probably be This Must Be the Place by Talking Heads, or Once in a Lifetime. One of those two.
Those are very good choices. Thank you.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I feel like Buggy would love David Byrne.
Yeah.
This is not my beautiful house. Idiot.
Hey, my name's Logan.
Hi, Logan.
So I was wondering, out of all of the cast of One Piece, who's your favorite person to work alongside with?
Well, everyone's wonderful.
God,
Everyone's great.
You're asking them a very recorded question.
I'm about to see them all again. All of them, every single one of them.
Do you have a specific memory with one that stands out to you?
Definitely when Iñaki and I were filming everything where I was torturing him. That was a blast because Iñaki is a wonderful actor and a even more wonderful human being. And but what I love about him too is both of us tend to try to kind of get a bit, just into the characters and kind of like go a little outside of the outside of the lines, so to speak, and kind of go off script or mess with stuff. And he was doing that with me a lot. There's a moment that I've referenced before, but there was one time he's like all stretched out, tied up, and I take the hat from him, and I was looking at it, and I was talking, and I was like, "This is Shanks' hat," and I started talking about that, and I had a line where I was about to start saying something, and every time I was about to start saying it, he would just go, "My hat! My hat! My hat!" And I would be like, and he would go, "My hat!" And I was like, "Stop!" And it was such a funny moment that was Iñaki and Jeff, but that perfectly mirrored Luffy and Buggy in a way that was like phenomenal, like a really exciting moment of like what it, like acting kind of at its most fun. So that was one of my favorite moments I had.
We need a supercut of all the.
Oh man, it would be really funny.
Yeah.
And it was also like I would be like I swear that. It's fun.
Go ahead. What's your name?
I'm Max. Since we're doing season 2, and I know we can't talk too much about it, are you excited to work with some of the actors that have been confirmed?
Who's been confirmed? Is anyone that's not? Is this a trick question? I feel like you're getting me there. Well, that it's confirmed. Who is your favorite?
Got him.
I believe they confirmed Robin.
I'd have to back check that one.
I'm unwilling to speak on that, but everyone, I know that Luffy's confirmed, and it's Iñaki today, and that's confirmed, and I can't wait to work with him.
Sanji might be in it too.
Sanji is confirmed, Taz Skylar is confirmed. Taz is also just the most wonderful human being, and so fun to work with, so Iñaki and Taz are confirmed, those two.
You know who I want to work with? The boat.
I would love to work with that boat. Yeah,
Thank you.
of course.
Man, that was smart. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Nicholas. So,
Nicholas.
what are your thoughts on the internet going absolutely buck wild over your part of playing Buggy, because you did an amazing job?
That's so nice of you to. I thought you were gonna say bug wild. Could that be a new? The internet was very kind to Buggy. That was a cool. I had no idea that was gonna happen, and I think it says a lot about how freaky everyone is. Which I was like, really, the clown guy? He's got pores on his nose. But everybody, yeah, it was very exciting because I think that there's a real, my hunch of why people liked him is because he is funny and he's scary, but he is those things because he's like a real guy who like kind of has a lot of, he's such a little kid who just wants to have friends. And I think like, it's fun to see someone that's like a really honest portrayal of that. So it was extremely cool to see people connect with Buggy, especially because the second I read it, I was like, this guy is awesome. He's so funny and he's like such an idiot, and it works, and it just works kind of perfectly. So it was really, really cool that people agreed with me. That was exciting.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for saying bug wild.
Wild. You have to work that in next season.
My name's Keaton, and ever since I watched the show, the live action, I've always wondered how long it takes you to put your costume on, because that outfit, it's just, I can't, like, how long? Because it's just so much to put on, it looks like, so I'm like, what to put on first? Like, how did you do it?
You're killing it, by the way. I feel like you should take over and just kind of do it.
That's right there. How long did that take?
Yeah. It took like 2.5 hours to do the makeup.
Jeez.
So yeah, so it's a long time, and it's me and Amanda and a couple other people who do it. So we become good friends because we spend a lot of time together.
I
But
bet.
yeah,
Thank you so much.
thank you.
Watch a lot of YouTube videos while they're putting a prosthetic on.
Yes, very true.
Hi, what's your name?
My name's October.
Hi, October.
I really love the live action. I've been watching the anime before I watched the live action. I've always wondered, what was your favorite line for when you were like on screen? What was your like favorite line that you said?
Surprise shithead. Sorry to say. That was that was Matt let me do that. So it's a personal favorite. I also really like when I call them shitiots. Which is so I don't know what that says about me, but I enjoy that they're shitiots.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jessica. You said you read the manga for One Piece, but my question was the live action for Dragon Ball. What was your opinion on the live action of that?
Oh, did you ever see the live action? Have you ever seen any other anime live action?
I saw a little bit of Cowboy Bebop.
I liked that one.
I saw, I watched a little, Avatar. I watched a little Avatar. I thought, and then all those guys are so nice. I've met they're all lovely. Gordon is like amazing. He's great in it. But I'm trying to remember what other ones that I may have seen.
There's Cowboy Bebop, there's Death Note.
Was that good?
There's two different versions of it.
Netflix did one
I'm real easy to
movies.
Which one's better?
Neither.
Got it. Which one do you like? What live action
I
one do you like?
never liked any live action.
Except one.
Until.
I never watched the One Piece one.
You said.
I'm a manga reader.
Got it.
Yeah.
What? I'm so excited to ask you this. So, because you love the manga, I just love the idea that you're on Netflix and you're like, no. Yes, I don't
I
want it.
can't even watch the first episode.
Is it because you love it too much?
It's Luffy.
What?
He's not the same. He
Right,
doesn't
right,
have
right.
his attitude. He doesn't have his goofiness.
Well, he's a real person. That's the main. I'd say that's the main difference.
Goofy attitude.
He's sassy, man.
I'm
He's
who I am. Who are
If
you?
Inyaki
Oh, he's
was
sassy.
here right now,
He's super
he'd be
sassy.
Super sassy.
I'm telling you, he's sassy. Because you, with respect, you haven't seen it. You're like looking at me and you're like, he's definitely not. I'm like, I don't know how you know that.
Well, you have to go home, give it a chance.
You should try it.
It's really good.
Inyaki's full of sass.
Yes.
Did you hear my story about him interrupting me?
Yes.
It was really sassy.
Sassy, sassy. Well,
I
thank
get
you.
it. I do get it though. I understand. When you really love something, it's hard to. But
It's just different.
he's
All
sassy.
different.
I think it shows a lot of sass of you to get up at the panel and be like, hello, I haven't watched it. Yeah, you. who's in
Prove it to me that it's good.
To me, if it's worth it.
Do it. I mean, don't people say it's the one good one?
Yeah.
Was there a couple no's? Did you come to say no?
Thank you.
We keep
We
you
should
on
be
your
friends. This is great.
keep you on your toes
Thank
at
you. I like
Galaxy.
it. I mean, it's fun. That's great.
Hi, what's your name?
My name's Gabby.
First, Gabby,
Gabby.
have you seen One Piece live action?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
I watched it multiple times.
Just
many,
checking.
many times.
Just checking.
I've watched pretty much all of Jeff's filmography.
very
I'm well researched. So I'm going to drop a bomb on you, as a journalist should.
Oh no.
Okay. So I'm a big believer that words and stories have the power to change us. So if you could pick one character that you've played, how has that character changed you in your view of the world around you?
That's a great question.
You can take some time to think. It's a deep one.
It's a very good question.
That's why I have a journalism degree.
I would say, I would have to say, honestly, with Buggy, kind of connected to what I was saying earlier, just like, I loved him so much immediately, and I kind of saw the elements to him that really made me laugh, made me feel for him, made me sort of like weirdly want to root for him. And I put a lot of work and thought into how I wanted to play him. And because like I have such reverence for all of these, specifically performances of the Joker, like, so I really didn't want to do, like, because like Heath Ledger is like, it's perfect, and Jack Nicholson is perfect, and like, so Joaquin is like perfect, and so it's, and they're all their own thing, so like I really wanted to do something different and not be like kind of ripping them off. So like I felt like I tried to look into the manga to see like kind of what separates him, and I think his kind of like Joker is an anarchist in so many ways, and like Buggy feels like a bullied kid, which I think everyone's gone through that. So there's something so relatable about him for me. And then seeing the reaction to the character was really surprising, and I didn't expect it. And that was, even though it's mostly sexy TikToks, you weirdos. I didn't see that. I saw like a hurt, sad, funny clown, and everybody else was like sex. And I was like, that's crazy. But it's, but yeah, like I think kind of the way I approached it and then seeing the reaction to it was a really, to me, said more about kind of the people that saw it than anything else. So, good question.
I thought you would have mentioned Manson because I feel like that's a little bit of an
Yeah, that's, I mean, but that was in a different way.
Yeah.
Like, in a darker way. But, yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello.
I'm Nikolai.
Hey, Nikolai.
I have a question. How was it different acting with body language when you have a body, and with the scenes where you're just a head and acting alongside the cast?
Great question. in my opinion, who had to go through all of it. It was actually fun because it just felt like there was a thing that like didn't fully make it into the show in the way that we shot it, but like something that I really enjoyed was I was like, well, if he's alive but disconnected from his body, he would be very hungry. So I really enjoyed that all of the stuff with just my head, that I was just thinking about food, and I kept like talking about food, and a lot of it got cut because it didn't make sense.
But it does, if you think about it.
Well, that's the thing,
It
like
does.
to me it made a lot of sense that he's super hungry. So and it was also cool because sometimes, like when McKenna is carrying my head and I was singing about Nami, we shot that like in this soundstage that had all of these cameras pointed at it, probably like, you know, some of the most advanced technology in the world that was, you know, to shoot some of those scenes. And then also other scenes, it was just like a hole in a table and I was in my head through it. So like
The old floating head
exactly,
trick.
it was like, so it was cool too because it was like, you know, very simplistically done and also like the most advanced way to do it. So it was a trip, and it was also like, so unique. When do you get to do that? So it was it was fun. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Hi,
Hi there.
I'm Brittany. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Brittany.
I just want to say that you look like the girl from Two Broke Girls.
Oh.
And
I'm also broke. Here's one broke girl.
Which one? Which one?
I haven't seen it.
I
the
yeah.
blonde, or
What happened?
What is it?
yes.
Right, who is the other one? No, anyone?
Caroline.
Kat Denny?
But the other one, but not Kat Denny.
Right.
But my question,
She needs a body double. I'm here.
Jeff, I'm a big fan of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D, and I was just wondering, what are some wins that you got from the show, and what's some losses you got from the show?
Wow, nice one. Nice question. Some wins. I would say some wins. The first thing that comes to mind is all the wonderful people I'm still close with. So meeting everybody on that show, including Matt Owens. I wouldn't have done One Piece if it wasn't for S.H.I.E.L.D, so that feels like a win. And getting to be friends with Chloe and Ian and Elizabeth and Clark and Henry and Ming and, you know, everybody is like such good people. So, and Jed and Marissa, the showrunners, are still dear friends of mine, and Jeff Bell. So anyway, too many wonderful people to name. I would say that's the wins. The losses is all those people making fun of me the whole time. That was, no, I'm joking. It was a character thing that was a very fun.
Deke Shaw for president.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And he's still running S.H.I.E.L.D.
No,
in the
he's still
all-time
running
line, so-
S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I think, yeah. Yeah. I think pretty much just wins. Yeah.
Well, I mean, and them making fun of you led into the bullied buggy.
Bully
So,
buggy,
there
that's
it
exactly
is.
right. That's where I
Yeah.
got my experience.
There it is. Hi, what's your name?
I'm Tyler.
Hi.
And I was just wondering, since live action adaptations of animes have not traditionally done super well in America, was it a nerve-wracking waiting for it to be released? Were you like, oh, is this going to be super successful? You're confident, or you're just like, people are just not going to give it a chance?
I kind of thought nobody was going to give it a chance. So I was sort of expecting that. So I was, I was nervous. I mean, like, because my performance is so insane that it's an easy target if you don't like it. But I super fans of anything are always hard to please, and it feels like anime super fans are particularly, because I get it, it's a very artful medium. So when it's kind of bastardized into just like a Hollywood whatever, I can understand how people would be harsh on that. But yeah, I kind of was sure that was gonna happen. I was like, I had fun, whatever, like I got to work with Matt and do it, but I was like, they're gonna rip it apart. But then people liked it, so
now you're in season 2. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, my name is Valerie.
Hi, Valerie.
Hi. Everybody's been asking these really meaningful, like deep questions, but I just really want to know what was like the weird, crazy thing that happened on set. It could be like an epic fail or just something that was just so funny.
I'm trying to think. Because so much of the time everybody's just exhausted.
Right.
But I mean, my favorite thing is just beating Iñaki in FIFA over and over and over and over and over again. So that was really fun.
Do you have younger siblings?
I do, 2
That
younger
makes sense.
sisters, yeah. But they never played video games with me. So like that's why it was so fun, because I had this like little brother type who desperately wanted me to destroy him again and again. And I was like, you poor kid, don't you need a break? And he said, no, Jeff, I want you to beat me in FIFA again. So I had to oblige.
I have to send this video recording to you.
Yeah,
so it
feel
becomes
free
a
to publish
soundbite.
this. At Iñaki Godoy on all of this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kenneth. Have you seen any of the future buggy forms?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Which one would you be excited to play?
Impel Down.
Yes.
Yes. That's the one.
Is that the prison uniform?
Yes.
Okay.
Ponytail, prison stripes. He's got like a big hammer.
I've seen a lot of pictures of that. I
Yeah.
think that's gonna be fun.
That would be really fun. I hope we get to that.
Yes.
Hi, my name's Alondra. Okay, another just silly question. Were you directed to flip off the camera as Buggy, or did you have to fight to get that in, or were you just like, I hope this comes in?
I had to fight to get that. No, not too hard. Actually, I had the idea and I showed it to Matt and he was like, yeah. And it's very exciting because a lot of times people ask me to do it in pictures with them. And like that makes me very happy because it was like it's so stupid, but it made me laugh. And I was excited that people dug that because it's also I think it makes me laugh because it's so emblematic of Bucky that he's such an asshole. Like to immediately use these people to get back to his body and then be like, literally, F you is very funny to me.
Yeah, he did it a few times, I think, like whenever his hand was just loose. And I didn't catch it the first time, but then I caught up on TikTok and I was like, oh, that's hilarious. So I was just like, I absolutely love that. Thank you.
Living Bird Easter eggs.
Yeah,
Left and right.
exactly.
Hello, my name is Geraldine.
Hi.
Hi. I have a question. Like, I heard, is it true that Oda is very picky about what's happening in the live action? And is there one instance when doing the filming that he say no to that? Like, how big is his influence? And like, I want this and that, you know?
Very big. It's
like how many %? Because it's really successful. I hate most of the live action.
Right.
I'm like, Americans, you're just milking this shit. I was like that.
I love that you're talking to Americas. Listen, Americas, enough with this shit. Enough with the milking this bullshit. Yeah, you're not wrong. That's why I just like directly talking to America. Very involved. Him and Matt together would make a lot of decisions, and Matt would have many meetings with Oda before, during, and after filming and editing. And I know I wasn't privy to all of those conversations, but I do know that a lot of stuff was reshot and a lot of stuff was, rewritten in the scripting process, and then he had to approve everyone's casting, and he had to, and then when the episodes were getting finished, he watched them, and they went and reshot a bunch of stuff based on the stuff he said. So a very high percentage, I would say.
And that makes me feel good, because some people I feel like there's a live action, but here's 100 grand, do whatever you want. They just paid a writer. I feel better, thank you.
Yeah, of course. And I'll tell Americans, hey, quit it with the bullshit.
Hi, I'm back.
Hello.
Something you said earlier made me light up a little bit. Talking about the Deke Shaw slander. It's funny, being a journalist, I was taking a class for social media and we had to write a BuzzFeed post that got picked up by BuzzFeed community. And I wrote a whole piece about Deke Shaw and in defense of him because I had the internet coming for me. And I found this tweet that somebody wrote and it really surprised me that said they found disease in the form of the written word. So I guess they were pissed about me. And
Found it in your article?
Yeah, which
that
was
is a shot at me.
I know! And I was pissed because that character,
What
much I love him. They said, I had written it off my phone, the person tagged somebody else and then just said, well, I found disease in the form of the written word. And then linked my BuzzFeed post, which the title of it it's been 1 second, but BuzzFeed picked it up and edited it and played with it and everything. That said, Deke Shaw from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. deserves better, here's 10 reasons why. And
some people just don't want to see the good in people, though.
I can't believe they called it disease.
I know, that made me so upset.
Sorry.
Don't
I'm
they
a good
have
fucking
a journalism
writer.
degree? Don't they know?
I apologize on my behalf.
No, don't. I would go down fighting for your character, and I have many times.
Thank you.
Yeah. But the question I was going to ask, vis-a-vis, because you brought up the part where you were the singing head, how much of that came from, because you worked with Matt Owens on S.H.I.E.L.D., from your performance of Don't You Forget About Me? From did you Matt see that and was the red leather pants, the singing, the whole rock star vibe, and was how can we fit that into one piece and then have the singing? But it was that something that was, where did it come from to put that in there? Because you've done, in Manson too, I think there was a little bit where you were singing too, so it's not like you haven't done that before. So I was curious if there was a tie there.
You do theater as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes. No musicals since I was in high school. No, they wrote that. They wanted a pirate shanty.
Nice.
And I had to. They wrote the music for it, and we had a lovely time shooting that scene because it was. Jacob always makes me laugh, and he was making me laugh a bunch when we were shooting that. But it was, they just wrote that. I don't know if it was connected to S.H.I.E.L.D., but that was their idea.
Yeah. Did you like doing that better than the whole Don't You Forget About Me bit?
It was easier.
Yeah.
It was easier.
For sure.
Thank you. We have about 5 minutes left if anybody has any final questions. Otherwise, I'm going to ask my questions. So I do have a question. How was filming in South Africa? And how was it being on set the first time?
Yeah, great. I mean, Cape Town is a very beautiful place. I recommend if you ever, I had never been there until I worked on this show, but if you ever have the opportunity, it's a very beautiful place. And it took 3 weeks to not be jet lagged because you're working, and also the first 3 weeks I kind of felt like I was on the moon. But it was really, South Africans are great people.
That's what I've heard.
They're wonderful people.
Everybody was kind.
Yeah, everybody's really nice and funny and makes fun of each other, and so it's such an extraordinarily beautiful place. So it was really cool. And yeah, I remember seeing the tent for the first time and being this is gonna be very fun.
This is my house.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. And my final question would be, I know that Iñaki, I think, had long arms with CGI to pretend, maybe I'm wrong.
No,
to mark.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Did they have that for you, other than the table? Did they have floating?
No, well, sometimes, rarely. The only time they did was when it was the fight scene.
Okay.
And there'd be like, it was funny because it came out looking pretty cool, and like McKenya is like fighting the different limbs and stuff, but like in reality it's like a guy holding a leg being like, so there was like a funny, disconnect between that, but no, it was, yeah, it's like, it's good that you see it with this incredible visual effects, because the raw footage of me being like, it's not as cool. Yeah.
Okay, last question. If you could switch roles with any of your cast members, who would it be? Nami is my favorite character.
Good question. Obviously.
Yes.
Obviously.
But yours is my second.
Thank
so
you. That's very nice. That's very nice. Nami would be a great one. It'd be fun to be Emily. That sounds good. I'd never live up to Taz's charm or abs. I would say I think Luffy kind of feels like the other side of Buggy, like the other side of the same coin. So maybe Luffy. Maybe.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining
Thank you so much.
us.
Thank you so much
It
for
was so
having me.
lovely.
And
I
thank
know-
you so much for coming. I appreciate
We'll
it.
hope to see you at future GalaxyCons. We're going to be busy, but hopefully we see you soon. Everybody get up one more time.
Thank you so much.
We're going to do a quick stage selfie, if you don't mind. So everybody